Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Table Studio. I am your man in Japan, Jay Contra, and as you can see, I have opened up a box of SM7B Fairy Rise from the Japanese edition of the Pokemon trading card game. I thought what we could do in this video is go over what you can expect in an Ultra Prism era box, basically anything from SM5 onwards. Now, I haven't opened a Sword and Shield box yet, so I can't tell you about the pull rates for at the time of filming, the most recent, I guess, era of the Pokemon trading card game. But I've opened a lot of boxes from the latter half of the Sun and Moon era, and I really haven't seen a lot of information about this on the internet, at least in English, so I thought we could go over that today. What is really fantastic about Japanese boxes, about Japanese sets, is that you have amazing consistency in terms of the rares and the secret rares. So when you open up this box here, you will get 30 booster packs that have 5 cards each inside of them. Now, what's particularly unique about Japanese Pokemon booster packs in the modern era is that you're not guaranteed a rare within a single pack. Just any random pack, you don't know if you're going to get a rare in it or not. However, when you purchase a box, and I think I've kept a spreadsheet of this, in the SM5 and on era, you will pull 15 rares out of a box. I think maybe some people have pulled 16, maybe even as low as 14, but at least from what I can remember, from all of the boxes I've pulled, I have pulled 15 rares. Now, I don't think I've exactly kept track of the GX cards that I've pulled from that box, but you will get from all of the levels of rarity, and maybe we should go into the different levels of rarity in the Japanese set, because I don't know if it's different in the English. So, I got actually very lucky when I opened this box, because I did get the hyper rare, as you can see here. That was the secret rare. So yeah, maybe we can go into that. You will, in one box, get a secret rare. Now, in Japan, that secret rare can be, and I don't know if it's included, so you can see here, you can see this, you've got the hyper rare, and the super rare. Now, the thing about the hyper rare and the super rare is that there is also the ultra rare. There's sort of gold cards at the very top. Now, I don't know if you have an equivalent chance of pulling a hyper rare, a super rare, or an ultra rare. I don't know if you just get one of them and you have an equal chance of getting any of them from a single booster box. I've heard anything from it's like 1 in 6 boxes, or like one carton of boxes will yield 1 ultra rare. I don't know. I've opened a lot of boxes and I've only ever gotten 1 ultra rare in the collecting that I've done. This is actually my second hyper rare, my second rainbow rare, as you might have heard of it. And you should also, and I should have mentioned this earlier, in the Ultra Prism era, now not every set has a Prism rare, I believe. But in a lot of them, you will only pull, if they have Prism rares, you will only pull 1 in the box. Maybe some people will pull 2. Maybe some people will pull none at all. But at least from the boxes that I've opened, again, I've only ever pulled 1 from those boxes. Now, what's also unique about the Japanese sets is they're often released with, you have one big set. In this case, this is 7B. So you would have had the SM7, which I can't remember off the top of my head. That's going to be your big set that's going to have 100 or so cards in it. You're then going to have your 7A, which I also forgot the name of, and I apologize for that. That's going to be another 50 card set. And then here we have Fairy Rise, which is another 50 card set. And so you actually will get a bunch of doubles, not too many. So you can see here, I like to collect full sets. So that's why I have everything arranged like this, because I'm going to sleeve these cards. I'm going to put them into a binder. And then I've got the bulk here. These are all the doubles from the set. I don't even know. If I had to guess, this is probably 120 cards. Because let's see, you're pulling 5 cards per pack, 30 packs. That's 150 cards. You're gonna probably end up with anywhere from, I think. Let me think. I think I'm probably going to end up only missing 5 or 6 cards pretty much if it's got rare trainers, you're going to have a hard time pulling those. And a couple of the GX cards, you're going to end up being about 5 or 6 short. That means you're going to have anywhere from like 95, yeah, I guess what, 105, 110 sort of bulk cards is what I meant to say. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, and then you'll get some extra rares if you're opening boxes. The thing about the Japanese sets, particularly in the modern era, is that these really aren't worth all that much, especially with all of the reprints. So these are, you know, you'll be lucky to get like $1 at most for some of these cards. But I'm collecting these for the sets, and that's why I enjoy opening the boxes. I enjoy reading the text. And I'm trying to think of if there's anything else that I'm missing, and I can't think of it. And so please, someone in the comments, correct me if I'm missing anything else. Again, a lot of the sets, they seem to be trying different things for every set. Some sets will have rare trainer cards, of which you will only pull 1 when you open the box. I don't think in these earlier SM Prism, in the Ultra Prism sets, I don't believe they had rare trainer cards. Let me think. Yeah, we got the GXs, we got the regular rares, Prism rares. I think they got rid of the Prism rares in the later sets. You also had sets like Dream League, what was that, 12A, that had the character, or like the character rares, which were like secret rares, but you got like 3 or 4 of them in the box, which they were beautiful cards, so I didn't mind getting all of those cards. And I should note that basically what I mean in terms of the Japanese sets by secret rare is just something that has a collector's number that is above the regular print number. So let's take, for example, this Jukain. Hold on, let me see. Will this focus? Will this focus on it? No, not really. Okay, so this is card number 57 out of 50. That makes this the secret rare for the box. And yeah, okay, yeah, we got the, yeah, and then we've got the Prism Rare over here. I think you're basically, your breakdown of a booster pack, if you open just a single random booster pack, it's pretty much going to be 3 commons, an uncommon, and either another uncommon, or your rare, or your secret rare. Yeah, so I think that's it. I really enjoy collecting the Japanese cards, and I enjoy opening the Japanese boxes, for 1, because they're consistent. 2, you're going to get most of the cards that you need to complete the set from a single booster box. And also, what's really cool, especially now in the year 2020, which sounds like a fantasy year, but here we are, Pokemon booster boxes for the modern era are insanely cheap. And especially if you wait around a little bit, they can get even cheaper. So maybe we can go into that, because I gotta I've got some time in this video. So here's the thing: when you're buying a booster box in the Sun and Moon era, and also the Sword and Shield era, booster packs, I want to say, are about 150 yen. That's about $1.50 for a single booster pack. Now, what shops will often do is they really don't give discounts on when a set is first released. They won't give discounts on boxes. So you're basically paying 30 times one pack. That ends up being, well, it's supposed to be 40, ends up supposed to be $45 or 4,500 yen plus tax. That ends up being about 5,000 yen for the box. However, Pokemon trading card game boxes in Japan tend to really slide down in price anywhere from a month to 2 months after release. That means you end up paying, you really shouldn't be paying for a modern release 2 months after it's released in Japan. You really shouldn't be paying more than, I want to say, 4,000 yen for a box. And they can also go as low as, I bought this box during a holiday sale. It ended up costing me 3,000 yen for the box. Now, I know people can get it cheaper on AmiAmi or elsewhere. So if you can buy them that way, but unless you live in Japan, you're not really going to have that luck with that foreign distribution. So you can save a lot of money that way. Obviously, the expected value is really going to be all over the place. For example, with the Sword and Shield, the recent releases you had, I want to say it was Sword. The expected value was actually, so on release, boxes will yield insane expected value to the point where it's much cheaper just to buy a box if you're collecting the set than it is to pick up the singles. But because of how fast the Pokemon card game moves here in Japan, you're going to end up paying a lot less eventually for buying a set. Like I need to double check this, but because the GXs from the Sun and Moon era are so cheap, because these rare cards are so cheap, even the secret rares, like this, like the hyper rare, I mean, that's maybe $5 at most. You're really gonna save a lot of money if you just buy the singles. But again, it's gonna take you a lot of time. And when you open these packs, you know they're all pack fresh. You know they're mint. If you put them away, they're gonna keep for a while, instead of maybe, if you're lucky, finding a played card that's not in the condition that you want. And I think modern sets, I mean, if it's 50 cards, I mean, what would the whole set for Fairy Rise be? I mean, if you're saying like 10, it's often 10 yen for common cards. No, actually it's 20 yen for common cards when you're buying the singles. It can be, I mean, some trainer cards, especially in Japan, a lot of the value comes from the trainer cards. So you got to watch out for that. I don't play the Pokemon card game myself, or I haven't, at least in the last 20 years. I'm just in it for the regular Pokemon cards. So the trainer cards can actually really put you off from completing a set. But again, once it rotates out, they become dirt cheap. So I think I've hopefully explained a little bit more about the Sun and Moon era in the Japanese Pokemon trading card game. If I've left anything out, please leave me a comment. I do try and read all of them. If I can't at least respond to all of them. So that's it for this video. I hope I've taught you something. I just haven't seen this information in English anywhere, except for some conjecture on some internet forums, which is of course 100% accurate all the time. But that's it. That's it for me. I've been your man in Japan, Jay Contra, saying thanks for watching. See you next time, and mahalo.